Okay.
Here we go. Very
Welcome back, everybody. And so excited to have with us what she has been called is the goddess, right, Ange?
Right? Of
The
Greek comedy,
goddess
the
of
Greek
Greek
goddess of
comedy.
comedy.
Ellen Karis is here.
Thank you so much. It's funny. You seem to have to like, is she really a
Is,
goddess? Because
is
she
she?
looks like an accountant. Like I'm not a goddess. I just, you know what? Started at a comedy club 20 something years ago, and I'm like, I'm going with that. When
You
what's
are
your
a
brand? What's
goddess.
your brand? That's my brand.
I love it. I feel like I'm the goddess of Agape Greek radio. So hey, we
She's
share
a
that.
legend. Dora is a legend in her own mind. Uh, Ellen, other than the alcohol, what made you go into the comedy club?
I I really was an accountant, and I couldn't take it anymore. So
You actually were.
yeah, yeah. And then so I wanted to do the polar opposite because I had too many jokes in my head.
I
It was
love
just
that.
brewing. It was brewing for years and years. So
Nice. That's
I
awesome.
really wanted to go into acting. That
Mhm.
was the initial goal. So I went to acting class at night while I worked my Wall Street job during the day. And then I was at a few years went by, and an acting teacher thought I did stand up because we used to like do a lot of improv and stuff. And I used to improv my Greek family.
Of
And one of my
course.
sisters was getting married at the time, and it was, bedlam. Everybody who was fighting, who was this, don't put that person at that table, but just put them in different rooms. It's fine. It's like a normal wedding arrangement. And
Makes sense.
we can't get a DJ that looks cheap. You got to get a 10-piece band because then people think you spent money. Anyway, whatever. That was what was going on. And so she's like, she's like, I hope you talk about this in your stand-up. Like, I don't do stand-up. And then I have only really one aha moment in my life, and that was it. Not when I met my husband. I was just like, he has nice teeth. But when that was like, wow, maybe I should do that. So, but this was the logic. The logic wasn't, to be a stand-up comedian. It was to do stand-up because my dream was to be on a sitcom because I grew up watching sitcoms my whole life because that was the babysitter. So I thought if I did stand-up, then an agent, right? Because this happens all the time, right, Ange? An agent would be in the audience and
Of
he would
course he
discover
will.
how hilarious I was, and then he would want to develop a sitcom about my crazy New York Greek family. So that was what was really going on in my mind until I found out that none of that is true. So
No, and none of that is true, huh?
Well, no, but you know what's nice about Ellen's comedy? Very much a New York girl, extremely funny. We've been friends for a long time. I like her New York perspective, and she should be. And now, actually, and I know another thing on your bucket list, Ellen, is you want to be on one of those shows like The View or The Talk. And now
Ooh.
I think is going to be a good opportunity. I mean, everything's sort of switched around. And I
Well, is the
think
Dora Papoutsakis show considered The View? I mean,
would be
I'm gonna
well,
say
I
yes.
think maybe we need you, Alan, and maybe someone else, maybe to do a Greek view. If
Oh
you
my
guys, you got to
gosh,
think of this now. See, this is
that would
where,
be
see, George, listen
awesome.
and hear the genius of Tsarouchas.
Mati mi se
Because
klasi.
if
Oh
Ellen,
my
Super.
I think if you
gosh.
had, and we broke this on the Dora Papoutsakis shows. I've thought of this. I've thought of you. I've thought of Ellen, and maybe someone else, another woman or two. And not because it has to be, but I think
Let's
it'd be a
discuss the
nice
others
thing now.
offline because
Yes,
we don't
but
want to throw
women,
anything out there just too quickly, okay?
not too
And we'll
quickly.
call it
We're
I'm
just
we'll
kidding.
call
talking. But
it
I think three of you doing something like that would be great. I think that's where people because it's funny when people listen to podcasts and stuff, you can say like, yeah, I was saying stupid things before we went live here. And you can do stuff like that. But I also think it's something that now, look, when you look at George, I think will agree with me. When you go to do events and stuff, really, who's really organizing everything? It's not the men.
easy.
We've become your special needs pets.
I, I,
That's what men
I
have
think
become, special needs pets for you guys. We ask you how to dress. We ask you we go here at the femme after. We're looking at you guys.
This
I
is the
think he's
truth.
nice. You guys are the ones that are
Maybe we can,
I'll object
maybe
to
we
that.
can call it the Mati.
Yes.
the Mati.
No,
That's a great name, actually. The Mati.
The
There. See, look,
Mati.
look. Sisterhood. Hey, sisterhood of the Mati.
Yes. Oh my
Sisterhood
gosh,
of the
Ellen.
Mati.
I'm so excited.
There you
Again,
go, man. Something food for thought.
Wait.
Sisterhood of the Mati. That'd be great.
Dora, I'm available. Unlike Ange, I'm not on the road 52 weeks out of the year.
he's on
Oh,
a
that'd be great.
cruise. He's never on the road. He's on
Let's
the
do
cruise.
it.
That'd be great.
Or on
I'm
a
on the
ship.
road. What do you mean, dude? I'm on the road. I'm on
that's
the road
cruise.
more than a cruise. Shit, dude. Europe, 54 days. Australia. Wait, do you know me, George? Do you know my life?
why are you getting
You know my
Angelo
fucking
upset?
life?
We
No,
haven't
it's
talked
Christmas.
about
I want
this,
to fight with
George.
Basila. Do you know my life? Jay Ticano Law.
George.
Não, cena que
Demo
Karis
this.
assim.
Maybe not fast liga sica. It needs
Okay.
a little more
You
fiber
make
in your
Alan
diet.
happy, George.
Freaking Montrealer couldn't handle it. He's in Vancouver now. Tocou Lopez, though.
Que si agapi mo po pa si pigas Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, que
I'm
bye
I
gonna
go
mute
back
this.
to
Ellen,
Montreal.
we've
I have the
deviated
crazy
from the
family
purpose
there.
of this interview. Everybody focus.
Angelo's sleep deprived. I think that's.
Well, I'm sleep deprived.
You're not?
Annoying.
Oh,
Holidays annoy me like no tomorrow. I've been on the road too long, guys. But listen, I came home and my house is freaking upside down. The skilos running around, everybody. But forget me. We're talking about Ellen here.
Can we pause, Ange? This is a great, great topic for the next segment. But we're
Which one,
here to
dog?
talk to Ellen.
We're going
Guys,
to talk to Ellen, okay?
focus.
Freaking
Ellen,
Basila's
I'm
got on my
so
nerves.
sorry.
That's why.
What a disaster this podcast is. I'm so sorry.
wait, and I'm the
So
neurotic
Ellen.
New Yorker. And I'm
So
the one
Ellen,
with
Ellen,
the
yeah.
okay.
So Ellen, what
Yes.
did you get? What gifts did you get for Christmas?
So what we know about Ellen is
Yeah.
that she was an accountant. Focus, Angelo, the falhada. Ellen was an accountant. She had an aha moment. She followed her dream, and now she's on the road to Vancouver.
Yes, that is. It's like Oz. It's like I can't wait. I can't wait to pull the curtain.
I hope you don't mean the TV show Oz.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's my life every day.
So are you excited? First time in Vancouver, I'm assuming.
I am, and I don't really ski anymore like I used to, but Vancouver was on my bucket list to go skiing because I hear that it's very, very beautiful, but we're not doing that.
So I'm going to tell you what, Ellen,
Yeah.
because we're soul sisters now. I don't work on Fridays, so you're mine on Friday, the 24th. We are going to, Ange, you want to come? You're my soul brother.
She lines
too.
at 10 p.m. bro.
Depends.
No,
I want
she's
to go to
gonna
White
come in on
Spot Burger.
Thursday.
Basilas is going to take me to White Spot Burger, and he's paying for it.
Nico wants to take
Him
you
or
to White
John
Spot,
Panagos,
yes.
one of the two of them.
We all get into John
Take Ellen.
Panagos'
Take
Tesla.
Ellen. To
We're
show
gonna
her
go
you
chill
stay.
with
Let's go to
Ellen,
hamburger.
And
What's
we're
an
all gonna go to White Spot for dinner.
Yeah, I want to hang out because if I come in, we do the show, this and that. Like I want to meet everybody. I want to see what Vancouver Greeks are all about.
So leave it to me. I don't
hang on.
think anybody else should take you anywhere.
The population of the Vancouver Greeks is probably one block in Astoria. And I'm the whole province is probably one block. in
No,
Astoria.
really. Unfortunately, I don't get to Canada enough, but I've loved all the shows that I've done. I've done this with Ange, Ottawa, a place I've never been to before. We did Montreal, Toronto, and then I had been to Montreal a bunch of
Niagara Falls.
other times. Niagara. Oh, that was
Frank
great.
and Mike.
And that was with Frank
Fun.
Stone. Oh my, I love him. You know, to go off topic for a second, Frank has come down to New Jersey, Long Island, and I always want to go see him. And whatever reason, I'm always working or whatever, but I have to catch him when he comes
Love
down there. But
Frank.
yeah, that was great. We did Yuck Yucks in Niagara Falls. That was fun.
Yeah.
I find, and then I've done other non-Greek. I find Canada audiences awesome. Nobody's politically correct. Nobody gives a crap. They just want to go out. Maybe because it's so cold most of the time and they're just happy to be out. I don't know. I don't care. I just know that they're great and they love comedy. They totally
Yeah.
love.
I think it's
Well,
gonna
Ellen,
be a night
the
for sure.
audiences the audiences in Canada, one thing about this, not that they're not in the same, well informed. Canadian audiences are very well informed. Where in America, I'm not saying that they're not, but there's pockets of America where geography, if you start talking geography and stuff, Tsarouchas, we're in Canada.
Yeah, no, as a New Yorker, you can go to parts of the country, and if you say something about the subway, which really at this point should be universal, people they just glaze over you because they drive a pickup truck, with
Right.
a German Shepherd in the back and a rifle. What is she talking? Just what is this subway that we talk about?
No
So
The restaurant that makes
anyway,
sandwiches.
yeah, I've had that. I've had that when I've gone like 3 hours out of Manhattan. So, where it's just like a completely different country.
Yeah. No, I think you're gonna enjoy it. We have a good crowd. I'm just joking. Apparently the ticket sales are going very, very well. So yeah, I think we're gonna have a good time. I feel like we just went in a really weird direction. And we didn't really
It's the holidays.
is it? There's gotta be an
It's
Angelo
weird
hasn't
stuff
had his
happens. Weird stuff happens. People get weird during the holidays. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of emotions going
Yes.
on. It's funny. I'm all kidding aside. It's like we can joke about it, but it's true. I mean, you got people, you see families. For some reason, it's a good time to die. Holidays.
Yeah, it
Who brought
happens.
Mr. Sunshine here? I mean, what is this?
And I
It's a
might have to cut that
podcast.
part out.
Ellen's
I
a
didn't-
comic. She knows exactly what I'm
didn't-
talking about.
I didn't need a Xanax before I got on, but I may take one
Para
before.
Natora.
honestly.
Now, Ellen,
You're
are
talking
you a
about that comic in
Curapiedes or
Orlando. What's his
Macarona
name?
girl?
Mela Macarono. Actually, what I like is because I'm half Cypriot, we call them finikia.
Oh,
Finikia, which are and it had more walnuts on it, not as much honey.
got it.
so the Mela Macarona,
Drier, a little bit of a drier
more-
cookie.
they were so delicious. Gurabia, listen, if they're in front of me, I'll inhale them. There's not a cookie on the planet or a cake on the planet that I wouldn't eat, but it's not like my top 10. But if it was in front of me, I would shovel it in my mouth like I was going to the chair for sure.
Ellen, we have a good, a decent sized Cypriot community here in Vancouver as well. So
Oh, do you?
I'm not sure if the general consul Katie's going to show up. She's always been a phenomenal supporter of these events. So if she is, we'll introduce you.
We'll
to Katie
introduce
as well.
her, for sure.
Oh, good. I'm actually, let's give myself another plug, although I haven't finished it yet, but I'm writing a one-woman show about my great-grandmother that immigrated from Cyprus
Oh,
to
nice.
No way.
Island. Yes. And it's,
I love that idea.
I didn't know how hard it was to write a play. Apparently, it's super hard. So I'm still working on it, but
And
2025 is my goal to get it on its feet. So
Good luck.
that would be
Sure, she'll agree.
amazing. And then we'll have to bring you back. But my understanding also from John Panago is that you've written a book.
yes, if I was better at marketing, it would be right next to me and I would hold it up, but I'm not.
If only we booked this meeting a week ago, you'd be ready.
So I'm so unprepared. Yes, it is a children's book. It's called Special People, Godparents in the Orthodox Christian Faith. And it's for 3 to, I would say, 9-year-olds. It's a picture book with words. And the inspiration, there were a few things that inspired me to do this. One, I'm a Sunday school teacher because I say yes to everything. And I was teaching the little kids, I had the kindergarten kids years ago. And I'm a Nuna 9 times because I'm
Whoa.
because I'm
And she
always
always
available.
says yes. Yeah.
And right, exactly. It's a problem. And I wanted to teach the kids about their Nuna. We didn't have Godparents Day in the church and all this other stuff. So when I was researching, there were books on baptisms, there were books on name days, but there was nothing about the relationship between a godparent and a godchild. And on a personal level, my godmother, who's still with us, she's my aunt, she's my mother's sister, was very instrumental in my life. And she took me to my first play at Lincoln Center when I was 4. And I feel like that's when I really fell in love with the arts. So, and she's great. We still go to plays together. It's like 222. It's amazing.
Love that.
Anyway, so I had that, I had the kids, and then Amanuna. So I had this story in my head, and then it took a few years to sort of get the whole thing out, and I needed to get an illustrator. I can't draw, obviously, so it was a big project. And I have to tell you 2 things: one, children's books, it sounds like it's easy, but it's not. And two, if you want to make money, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's just, like, I break even, but it's a love project, and I'm really proud of it. And it was something that, like, I really wanted to do. So I sell them at shows. Sometimes when I do a church, depending on the timing and everything, I'll stay and, if I'm there the next day, and I'll read to the Sunday school kids. I just did recently,
Lovely.
I did it the Albany church, and I did that, and that was really fun. So
On Panago, I think you need to organize that with our church. Thank
Are
you
you
very much.
and are you bringing the books to Vancouver, Ellen?
I am. I think I have to ship them, though, because I don't want to. Well, I don't even want to say it on
Carry
the.
them. Yeah,
I don't want to say it on the podcast. So.
And
Tell
Dora
me,
is a federal employee, so be careful. She might write down.
I just was like, I'll tell you a story about something that happened to me when I see you.
okay,
cool, done.
okay. That's
Going
when
to
we'll have our
Canada.
soul
When-
sister moment.
When I see you, yes.
Tell me, as a comic and as a Orthodox Christian, is it difficult to balance your faith with, like, so obviously is the faith off limits in part of your comedy, or how do you sort of balance that? Like, can you make Greek Orthodox jokes?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. Ange obviously can attest to this. I mean, the words in my Greek American act, are carefully crafted, because early on, when I was trying out material, I was a new comic. I didn't really have a feel for an audience yet and all that. I got a couple of lectures after the show about things I should not say. And I'll never forget, I did a show in Atlantic City for, like, a HEPA down in South Jersey. And there was this older man, and this very Bapu looking man. And I remember afterwards, I did like 10 minutes. It was like in my humble beginnings. And I remember he came over to me and goes, "You're very funny. You make fun of the Greeks. Don't make fun of us too much." And all right. And I'm like, gotcha, Gus. So but that was such a great piece of advice, because I realized that, like, there's like a line, that you have to not cross. But our job is, like, we want to make people happy. We want to entertain people. I mean, I'm not there to provoke, to piss anybody off. I have pissed people off, but not intentionally.
Yeah.
But we're there just to have a good time. But, after over 20 years of doing this, I know kind of what to say, what not to say. And then there are things that we say on stage that are just in the moment, that are not, part of,
I can imagine.
you
Yeah.
know, part of what the set list that we have in our head is it's not on. So, which sometimes those are the funniest, when things just fly out of your mouth.
Exactly.
I have a question regarding the set list. I mean, like, we all know Ange, and Ange is a Canadian treasure in terms of what he's done. So, but in terms of, and I've never asked him this question, but I'll ask you because you brought it up. How scripted are you? How, if you go in there knowing the 10, 20, 30 jokes you want to go through, how do you script your time on stage?
Well, it's funny. So I've worked with Ange a ton of times, and it's the best. It's the absolute best. I do it every day. I'm very impressed, because he walks in, he's relaxed, maybe he has something to eat, maybe we're bullshitting, blah, blah, blah. I am studying notes like I'm studying for the bar. Okay. I am still, I'm an accountant. Like I always say, like my brain, I have like right side, left side. of the brain, right? Because I'm still very mathematical, but then I have an artistic side, which means that my brain, each side only works 50%, right? Because that equals 100. So I don't really do anything well. I just do it half-ass. So I need to write. I always come with a Word document that I've printed out, and I have an order. And I don't know if Angie ever noticed this. I count my jokes in the how many jokes in that section, and then I add them all up, and then as I go through them, I tick them off in my head.
Wow.
That
Wow.
especially with the Greek shows, and then like when I work alone, I usually do like an hour and 15. When I work with Ange, I don't know what I'm doing this time, 30, 35, whatever, whatever he wants. But when I do, especially when I do like a long show, but even a half-hour show, I'll have a
I
lot
saw
of,
that when we
have a
were
lot
in
of,
New Brunswick, New Jersey, when we went to the little Italian restaurant around the corner. You had your notes,
Yep.
which is good. Like I just manually write it down like a Greek shop owner, and then I put it in my back pocket.
On the back of a napkin.
And we usually we go grab a bite, and Ellen has another ritual. She likes her cafe
Mm.
either going to a show or we have to stop and get like a Starbucks. But trust me, you'll find a lot of Starbucks. I prefer Tim Hortons
Tim
because we're in
Hortons. No, I
Canada.
have to do Tim Hortons. I'm in Canada. That's
Tim
ridiculous.
Hortons, I love it. But because is that place still got the 4 Starbucks corner in
Oh
Vancouver?
no, 2 of them. No, not anymore.
So Ellen, they had a
Only
place in
one. There's only
Vancouver.
one standing.
They had a place in Vancouver,
Still
Ellen.
on Main
Every
Street?
corner in the intersection had a Starbucks.
All 4
Wow.
corners had a Starbucks. Yeah,
Only
it's
place in the
a
world
little
that did that.
silly.
They
We're a
thought they were
little silly
Manhattan. They
about
thought
our
they were Manhattan. Manhattan has that.
Probably.
Well, we have a lot of coffee shops, that's for sure. No shortage there. But isn't it interesting though? But like for us as Greeks, like that was a part of our lifestyle
Absolutely.
where like to the Americani, it's like a newish thing still, to sit at a coffee shop. It's like we've been doing this for
and
centuries.
enjoy your coffee. Yeah,
Yeah.
not just take it to go and
We're a coffee culture.
Yeah.
Europeans, especially Greeks.
I remember
Spaniards are like that too, and Italians.
Yeah,
Coffee
Italians
culture.
too.
there was a
Italians,
place in
Greeks,
Astoria.
Spaniards.
I'm not sure if it's still there. Is Ammonia Cafe still in Astoria?
Yes.
So do they still have the cat or cats that roam around the floor? Yeah, right.
Oh,
No,
no, that
but
I
not in a
didn't-
bad way. Not in a bad. The owner has their cats, and they just like in Greece, where the village pet will come around and just
Well, the cats in New York are to kill the mice. That's
that's their job. That's their
not
job.
exactly a household pet.
So
They're,
if he's got the cats there, there's another reason.
they're
Don't eat the
for a
food.
purpose, an exterminating purpose. Yes.
Oh, Ellen, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. We're really looking forward to seeing you in January with Angelo here, our best friend.
There-
The
January
funny guy. George
25,
thinks
it's gonna be a
he's
great
funny, but he's
show.
really not.
Canada's gem. Well, and here's something special for me is I'm going to see Ange the week before because he's coming to New York.
In New
Nice.
York, that's right.
We're doing Melrose Ballroom.
But
Oh,
isn't that funny?
nice.
Yeah, we're doing so. This is what's funny about comedy and different. Where I may not see Ellen for a year or two, and then in a span of 3 weeks, I may see her 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's
For
comedy.
sure.
That's comedy. Like it's different situation. They're gonna be in Melrose Ballroom, and then we're going to New York, Vancouver. And I'm glad it's gonna be a great show. It really is gonna be a
He's
good
come
show.
a few days before.
Vancouver's
We're
in for
staying
a big
days
treat.
after.
Yeah.
You're gonna love Ellen.
It'll
gonna
be a
love her.
shame
Great.
to not be here more than just one day.
Yeah,
So
we're
yes,
get
please
get
come.
Panago on the phone. We'll get Panago on the phone.
We'll take
make sure-
care.
yeah,
Don't worry, we'll
of
take
it.
care of it.
And
Oh, okay.
he's
Great.
listening to
By the way, he's amazing. Once we sort of set this, because we talked for a few years. So this has been like a few years in the making. And but then once it was set, he was on top of it, which we love. We love
Yes.
people like that.
that
He
goes
is
to
very
Angelo.
much on top of it. He's
But
another
Panago.
financial guy, so his brain works too.
But John, Panago sounds like those sandwiches they make at 7-Eleven. You know the Panagos? So you have
Well,
I'm
there
a
is a
panago.
It's
There's a-
obviously short for something. We'll have to ask him what it was.
Panayotakos or something like that, probably. Very nice man. John's a nice guy, nice
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Vancouver's gonna love Ellen. And for people listening, Ellen, Karis, and myself are gonna be the 25th of January in Vancouver doing the show. I don't want to hear the week after Potentatis to Vancouver. We're telling you right now on the Dora Papoutsakis show, okay, with
There.
George Vasilas, spokesperson for T-Mobile.
Right. No, next time. No,
I know next time.
No, next time.
You get that, Ellen?
Oh,
You leave New York. Hey, when you
yes.
coming to New York? I was just there. When? Yesterday.
Next time. There will be no next time. You buy your tickets for
Well, there
January
will be, but
25th.
Right. Next time was the time. The time that was next
Exactly.
time.
See
All
you on
right.
January 25th, Ellen.
Okay. Like, yeah. Mwah. Ange, I'll
Bye,
see you.
Ellen. Bye, Ellen.
Okay.
Kalak
Bye.
Christou.